Yeah, I'm meant to bring more things. I've literally just gone to the grocery store too.
I just ate 10 chicken wings.
Okay, perfect.
I want you to know I actually hate sparkling water.
I also hated sparkling water, but I have this list.
Oh, hated?
Bye-bye.
You have a list?
Yeah. This way?
Huh?
This way?
Yeah, you can just hold it like, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Not right here.
Yeah, no.
No, I have a list of things. I call it my higher self list of foods that I need to start liking because the better version of me likes them.
Do you eat beans?
Yeah. I told
Alright,
you I
that's
could
your-
only be on the cooking show for me Black Eyed Peas.
Are those beans?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't eat beans. I don't really get into the bean life.
Like no black bean,
Nope.
pinto bean,
I already got a stomach issue.
refried bean. Oh,
No.
they're not great for
Stomach issues. I got IBS.
Oh, well, I mean, if you boil them right, they're supposed to be Homer. You don't need to like beans.
Yeah, if you take the bullet out the gun, it'll shoot. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just keep guns on my house.
No, but I've started liking all sorts of things, starting with sparkling water.
What are the things that are on your list? Your my list?
My higher self list.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
You don't like mushrooms?
I do now.
Like portobello?
I do now,
They're good.
but I didn't.
Yeah.
Mushrooms, seaweed, miso, grapefruit.
Miso soup?
Yeah,
You don't like miso soup?
I do now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's not checked off?
Oh, okay. But wait, can I go through what I have done? I'm quite proud. Pickles.
You didn't like pickles?
Coconut.
Pickles are fucking great.
I think they're fantastic now.
You know what's the best pickles? In-N-Out.
Really? I've never gotten a pickle from In-N-Out.
In-N-Out, they don't tell you about them.
See, and so the list was broken into like 3 categories. There's one, just an intuitive, what do I know I need to start liking? And then 2, you know how when they do like a presidential poll, like could you drink a beer with this man?
Yeah.
That was my pickle. I feel like you can never be too bougie for a pickle.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, you know.
It just feels like, who do you think you are?
To not eat a
liking
pickle.
pickles?
Yeah, it should come with sandwiches and all
Right.
types of things.
It just feels like a rejection.
Yeah. It's
of
like,
community.
it was almost bougie-like of you to not like pickles.
Right, so that was what pickles, and then the other half of it was what would get in the way of closing a business deal, and that was not liking mushrooms. Like if I was
At a dinner or something.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, I'll take the mushrooms off of that.
Yeah. That might fuck up the whole thing.
They're unsending the DocuSign as we speak.
Yeah. I've never had cherry.
No,
No.
I don't know if you should have those then. They're not the best ones that I've ever had.
Oh, then why'd you bring them?
Because I thought they could be good. I just got
Why'd you,
them.
you know what I mean? Anytime you bring some shit out, I want the best of the best.
I'm sorry. Wait.
It's like I'm talking to homie, I'm like, bring girls around. He's like, oh yeah, you should have told me. I would have brought better bitches. Yeah, I want you to bring the baddest out, please, every time. Every time, this shit is life or death for me. These have seeds? Mm-hmm. What is a It's damn good.
Right.
It's like an apple, like a little
Like
apple.
fleshier.
You ever had? I grew up eating plums.
I love a plum.
It's like a plum,
Yes, mini plum.
mini plum.
Some could say more flavorful. More happening.
Your family has made me try a lot of foods.
Yeah, what other things have we?
Mango sticky rice. I'll never forget that.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Boneless, skinless chicken
We were
thighs.
talking about
Y'all made me like broccoli.
a lot has happened in the Shahidi household.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of it. But yeah, things yet to conquer. Oysters.
I never.
For me, they look like the Mucinex booger. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's a hard hurdle to get past. Once it's mucus, I guess there's nothing else to do here.
You know the little animated one from the Super Bowl? So I don't know if I'll ever get through that one. And there should be like, I think there's like brain-eating fungi in some of them now. So I don't know if it's a good time to start liking oysters.
Yeah, you got in the market too late. It's like when a nigga try to get a house. When the inflation, yeah.
That's how I feel right now. So that's why I like sparkling water.
It's not as bad as I wanted it to be. I don't think I ever had it on ice.
I'm just mad that I didn't bring lime. Because lime is like what really makes it feel like
Pop.
a bougie limeade.
You say pop or soda?
Soda. Even though I'm from Minnesota, and I should say pop, I'm a soda girl.
You've lost your way, yeah. You were too little when y'all got here.
I went back to Minnesota in December. The way I was like, oh, I'm back. I'm home. My friends had no clue what I was talking about. I said, I'm going home.
Oh, so you're driving. Oh, I see 40 minutes. Let me know you make it.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm in Minneapolis. Girl, you don't shut up.
That's hilarious.
Revisiting Lake Harriet. Like, I remember this lake.
How old were you when y'all moved?
4. But
You don't remember the lake. Shut up. Shut up.
I remember the lake.
How?
Vividly. I have
When you were
so
4?
many vivid memories.
You actually might be the smartest person I know.
Really?
You're up there.
I feel like I'm selectively smart, though.
No, you turn it on and turn it off.
Did I tell you
It's a gift and a curse.
Did I tell you about ends meet? How do you think you spell that?
Ends and meet. E-E-T. Ends and then M-E-E-T. When two ends meet. Oh, would you say you spelled it like M-E-A-T? Oh yeah, because you thought, yeah, we don't get these steaks out, these ribeyes out the store by Tuesday.
I just thought. I was watching Selling Sunset with the subtitles on. And she said, I'm just trying to make ends meet. I had to pause it. I said, no way.
You shouldn't be having these moments with Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You should have a revelation.
I was selling Sunset. They were selling a home, and I was like, wait a minute. No way that's how you spell it. I had a whole story about it, too.
I feel like being smart all the time is a burden.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta turn it off and get a little goofy.
Well, I think last year was the year I gave myself to turn it off.
A whole year?
Kind of. I mean, within reason. But I feel like, I don't know. It's been interesting because I've been in school for, 16 years or something until 2022. And, right, that's 12 plus 4. 12's great.
I couldn't tell you, brother.
Yeah, 16 years.
I'm not the college guy. I like it.
I was in school for 16 years, and I feel like that really anchored so much of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it also gave me, I don't know, it gave me some things objective to look at how well I was doing in the world.
You need that. I be telling people all the time. I'm like, bro, I don't get a grade.
And it's
just,
so nerve-wracking.
What the fuck do I look at? Am I doing good? Am I doing bad?
Creativity is so subjective, but we treat it as though it's not.
Yeah.
Like, you can rate something,
Yeah.
but you never know. Like, something that's life-changing for one person, another person can hate, and that's just the name of the game. And it doesn't mean that, and neither of them really help you value your work regardless, whether it was life-changing for one person or awful for another. But that's why I think school was a blessing and a curse for me, because it was a blessing in that it gave me a chance to step away from entertainment and to realize, like, this isn't, I mean, my parents have always been big on, like, this isn't the whole world.
Yeah.
But to really understand, there's other things to focus on, and I got to study what I was interested in.
What'd you go to school
for? So it's called social studies, my degree, which I think is really humbling. I think it's really humbling. But social studies and African American studies. But my concentration, like, I see the lip quiver.
I'm trying to laugh. I'm trying to giggle. You went to Harvard to take a 5th grade class. Yeah. It's cute. I used to have a social studies folder too.
I know,
Yeah.
So it's humbling, but I studied, like, my concentration was Black political thought under neocolonialism.
See, then you lost me. You said a bunch of words, said a lot of big words, and I don't know what they mean.
And so, I mean, basically...
So just skirt past that. What the hell did you just say to me?
Okay, so, basically, I feel like I need a classier way to spit these out.
You got... like in a bucket.
I'll never forget my first commercial. Me and Mommy did a McDonald's commercial, and I didn't eat chicken nuggets at the time, so they gave me a spit bucket. And I kept accidentally hitting the guy in the tummy, the guy who was holding the spit bucket, every time I tried to spit it out. I remember that to this day. You ever remember every mediocre thing you feel like you've ever done?
Yeah, there's a lot of embarrassing moments in my life.
Like, yeah, I was talking about this the other day, people I wish I could apologize to. And it's just for basic, like, every kid did it type of thing. Nothing atrocious. But I'll get cold sweats thinking about old boy with the spit bucket.
Yeah, one time I threw up in front of my crush in, like, 1st grade.
Okay, but that's not, by mediocre, I don't mean embarrassing.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Like,
I offer that up just...
I mean, like, things you wish you handled differently, but they're not that big of a deal anyway. Like, I remember telling a girl I had a better grade in her than Spanish. I feel bad for that.
You got a better conscience than me. Maybe I need to work on my conscience. I need a conscience list. I need
Why don't you just tell me your whole life story, and I'll text you things to be.
to feel bad about? Things to feel bad about? I'm not gonna do that. You'll send me a dissertation. Matter of fact, actually, you need to get locked up. Somebody needs to, actually, we're pinning a case on you. You gonna build a RICO.
You're just gonna get a 3 a.m. One of those. What they call them, the text that you have to.
Open up?
Yeah.
Oh, the invisible ink?
Invisible ink.
Yeah.
You're gonna get that at 3. Remember that time?
That should keep me awake.
That keeps me awake, my little Oura ring.
Your Oura ring? Which one is the Oura ring? The gold one?
It's gold one, because it tracks how you sleep.
Mm.
And I could tell when I woke up at 3 a.m., like, I shouldn't have done that.
Are these your real nails?
Yeah.
How are they so healthy?
I don't know.
You
They're
taking
a little
biotin?
lopsided.
Yeah, that pinky is crazy. Yeah, something's up with that pinky.
I feel like my hands are a Botox before picture. I don't love them.
What the hell does that mean?
Like, before you get Botox.
Oh, like your hands are wrinkly?
Before you get Botox.
I've
it's
seen
a
worse
picture of my
hands.
hand.
I've seen worse hands, but you do look like you would be holding like a Black and Mild. Yeah. Like I could see you on like a Newport commercial.
Like, my hand doesn't make sense in a Barbie commercial.
No, not at all.
Holding a Barbie.
Yeah, this is not a kid.
I'll never forget the one time I saw a Barbie commercial with a grown man hand. I don't know if I dreamt it, but it's such a vivid 7-year-old memory of mine. Like, whose hand is that?
The problem is, when me and you talk, things just do this.
Oh yeah, what were we talking about?
Black colonialism.
Oh.
Some other sense.
So, basically, my focus was on black political movements across the world. So, that's thinking about in the Caribbean, in Jamaica, they had multiple movements. Thinking about Algeria, thinking about, how is it? It's a little tart, right?
It's familiar.
You may have had it before.
I haven't had this before, but I've had something that tastes like this. Sorry. Continue. This is good though.
Yeah, so the premise of what I studied was how do black people globally resist colonialization? And technically, there are very few spaces and countries now that are literally still run by France and England, but their European presence is still felt, especially in black countries, which is why I wasn't studying colonialism, but neo-colonialism, because even though they weren't technically there, it's basically, it indicates the new version of colonialism, where their presence is still felt, their infrastructure is still there, they still have a parasitic relationship with black countries. And it was really, I think it was necessary, because I mean, we met in
2016? Yeah.
And I feel like just generally, to be a black creative was to talk about, just to be a black person was to be paying attention to what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
And feeling the effects of it and coming of age during Black Lives Matter. But then to be a black creative also, I think there was like a sense of responsibility.
Definitely.
Like, what were your thoughts on this?
Yeah.
How are you reacting to this? How are you using your platform? And I understand that, but I think that's where school gave me the space to actually do deep study.
Yeah.
And to actually learn the nuance and complications of how these movements have happened, why they need to happen. Because I just felt like, it's not a revolutionary take, but I've been off of Twitter for 4 years?
You've been on for a while.
4 years, I think.
Good on you.
Thank you.
Horrible place.
But it's just hard because we have very few spaces where we get to have deep conversations about anything. And it feels weird to think that you have to go to school to even have that in the first place, because I feel like there needs to be so many places where anyone can come and just be like, let's be in dialogue. But I think that's what was the refreshing part, was like, for so long I'd only engaged with these movements primarily online, like that's how we engaged in discussion. And I have friends that are organizers, so behind the scenes you'd be in big conversations about what you think the world should look like. But I feel like school gave me a place to really dive in.
You feel like you got to just be Yara? Like, not Yara Shahidi, if that makes sense. You don't have a stage name, but you get what I mean? Like,
I got to be Yara, I think, one, because, like, Harvard kids really don't care all that much. that you're on a show. I mean, everybody's doing something.
Yeah.
And so I don't feel like, being an actor affected how people treated me at school or like how I developed friends or anything. I think the only thing that was funny is I was still filming full time.
That's like the most like you didn't just go to school.
Do that again,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm grateful I did.
I don't know what you did to have I damn near can't even watch my dog and cook at the same time. And you went to not just college, you went to Harvard.
Well, I mean, that's why the balance was necessary though. Please blur my foot.
Hey, bro, move. Shut up. That's so funny. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
But I needed that balance. I needed the balance because I just wrapped Grownish in February, but I've been playing the same character for 10 years, and it's been a real gift. But to have your life kind of oriented around being on TV, and nowadays shows are 8 episodes long, seasons, but we're still doing
I was doing like 20s.
episodes.
Yeah, I was like, I was in the 20s.
And even Grownish, even though it didn't have the same episode order, we were still hitting 13, 18 episodes. And so it is something that takes up most of your year, and I think having school just gave me a chance to step out of it and appreciate it for what it is, because at the end of the day, you're on set, and sometimes it's hard to contextualize the stress you feel. I forget who had said this. It was I think one of our sound guys who had said, we're not doing life-saving work, but hopefully we're entertaining the people that are.
Yeah, that's hard.
Like that's just a good way to look at it.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah.
I like that. He was at home in the morning. He was like, this is what I'm gonna say. It's a script. He had a script.
Yeah. But I think it's a good way to look at our work, is that you can get confused when you feel the stakes of the day-to-day decisions.
Yeah.
When you feel the stress of your job, you have to be like, okay, well, this isn't changing lives.
Yeah, if you look at it from that scope.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's hard to say, because I feel like sometimes you can go too far that way, and I think there was a couple years where I was too far in that camp. Like, what are we even doing here? We're not saving lives. Like, we need to be doing other work, and I was undervaluing creativity. I feel like now I've found the middle ground.
Balance.
Which is that quote, which is like, you're not saving lives, but you are entertaining the people that are, and hopefully you're inspiring people that are, and hopefully you're a break for people that have stressful lives.
Yeah.
And so I do think that, creativity is a value, but I think going to school gave me the space to be thinking about the issues that I cared about, and not just through the lens of how would we tackle this on a show, but just like, well, who do I want to be in the world, and what are we going for? And at the same time, it's necessary that I went to work from school, because I think there's a way to get into that bubble too, and think that this paper you're about to write
is the end all be all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'd feel stressed about a 2-page assignment, a 30-page assignment. My thesis was 136 pages.
That sounds crazy.
Right, but
what? What the fuck do you talk about for that long?
I found some. I still have the cut pages.
I do a freestyle in the middle of my thesis.
I did put all of the headers in my thesis, like all the different sections were named after rap songs, even though it had nothing to do with my thesis.
That's because you just be thinking, bro. I don't think your mind turns off. Like you're crazy. You're a crazy person.
You've seen the best and the worst of my ideas.
I don't think, this is the thing. You'll call me randomly and be like, hey, what do you think of this idea? And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty funny. And you'll turn it, it'll be your entire family that disapproved the idea. You knew who to call. You knew who to call for the support of a crazy idea.
Because I think you see the vision. I think you see the vision. And sometimes I think my brothers are haters.
Which one do you think is your biggest hater? Saeed?
Oh no. It's Ehsan, for sure. Ehsan, I mean, that's the funniest thing about having siblings. Is like, you have your best friend and your biggest hater in one body. Because I mean, it's just such a gift. I don't know what I'd do without Ehsan. I remember I told him, I was like, oh yeah, I'm becoming closer friends with this one person. And Ehsan was like, well, I'd wait for a follow back on Insta before you talk about being friends.
It's kind of tough. Kind of knocked you over the head top with that one, I'm not gonna lie.
It's not wrong.
No, not at all.
It's not wrong.
In no shape or form is he wrong. I hate helicopters. That's actually like a military helicopter.
Is there a guy just like, is the door open?
Yeah, the door's open. Yeah, the door is open.
I did a breathing retreat for my birthday.
A breathing retreat?
Yeah, we learned how to breathe for a day.
What was it? Yeah, elaborate. Yeah, I'm gonna need more on that.
That's not the pertinent part of my story, but yeah, we learned how to breathe for a day, how to take deep breaths, and it was like 5 of my friends, and then there was this older gentleman that was there with us, and he didn't like it at all. We were done breathing, and he was like, that felt dangerous. I didn't like it. Come to find out, he jumped out of an airplane 136 times in his life, or I'm 100-something times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's probably why.
But I just had so many questions, like,
well, why'd you keep
about
going back?
his sense of danger. And how he came to breathing is dangerous, but 130 sometimes.
I'm scared of heights.
I'm not. Wait, do you like roller coasters?
I can get down with them.
Make that make sense.
I can get down with them.
I like fast into the ground.
What the fuck does that mean?
Cars.
Oh yeah.
or car-like experience.
No, yeah, I like a low car.
Yeah, like a go-kart is fun to me.
A
Jet
go-kart is
skis
very fun.
are fun to me.
Jet skis are great, but I can't swim.
I have a fear of whales.
Where the hell are you gonna see a whale at?
Well, on a jet ski.
How far out are you going?
Not that far, but with climate change, environmental anomalies happen all the time.
Okay, Jaden Smith. Why doesn't want to talk about the social
That's
climate?
my friend.
I know. I know.
And at the end of the day, don't you wake up and think, maybe we do need to start talking about...
We need to talk about something. We need to fucking talk about something. Shit is happening.
Wake up like we're not having enough conversations about the social political landscape.
You guys that live in a 4-season state, and niggas be like, it's still cold out. I'm like, yeah. Wake that brain up. It's time to wake that mind up. Shit is happening.
That's it.
It's about to be the hottest summer
Especially where
ever.
you are. Like, stuff happens.
Yeah.
Only Arab majority city
Yeah.
in the nation.
Yeah. I be driving. It
Like,
should be get shaken
Dearborn.
down. Yeah.
A lot of police experiments.
Yeah. Should be getting.
Stuff happens there.
Yeah. It's a place.
Cars.
I like. Yeah. Why you just throwing out buzzwords? Michigan buzzwords. Yeah. Cars and trucks and Arabs and. Yeah. I got that. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm just saying.
Living back in Michigan after living here is like crazy.
Yeah, what was that? I don't know if we ever talked about, like, what made you realize, okay, it's time to move back?
Well, it was COVID. Mm-hmm. And, COVID was like, man, the world am I in? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what life was about to be like, but I was also like...
we were dropping off cookies.
Yeah.
But that was, like, through the car door.
Yeah, like, come outside and get out your mailbox. And wave, say hi. Mom's in the car, hey. We was on FaceTime as I got him, yep. No, my lease was up. Mm-hmm. I knew it was gonna be there. It was like an 18-month lease. And so it ended up ending like in March, like at the end of March. My birthday is March 1st, and I'm like, all right, cool. And it was a big decision. Yeah, big pie. Yeah, big pie. And I'm like, yeah, okay. Either I'm gonna get another place, or I'm gonna like buy. It was like I want to buy a place. I want to own something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm gonna get it here in LA, which I was looking at spots, and I'm like, oh, this is ridiculous.
LA is expensive.
I was like, Jesus Christ, this is my whole bank account. Can't put it down here. This is insane. But also too, I started thinking, I'm like, damn, my grandma can't come see this. Or like Myron has never been on a flight. He's gonna fly out for like a week and be here for a week, and then I don't get to see him again. You know what I mean? And so like, just a place for me, but also a place that they can go home. And then that's what really sold me. And then like...
And I feel like that's what you've made.
Yeah.
People are always over.
It's a great time. I actually love like being a host. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I feel
like you've always enjoyed that. And that means you just built different. I think that's usually people's number one not preference.
Yeah, people hate company. Yeah. Like being the...
center of the instigator.
Yeah. I'm doing the music, I'm cooking the food, and I'm doing the conversation. Yeah. It's just crazy. I'm feeling like I have like 5 artists. Yeah. The DJ sets are fun. That's actually...
I finally got DJ equipment.
It's a fun time.
For my birthday.
It's a fun fucking time.
I'm excited. Right now I'm just slow and reverbing jazz songs, so...
That's where it starts. Yeah. Once you start getting the mixes and you start learning the cues and everything, it's a great time.
I can always tell when I've watched too many Genius videos. Because I'll wake up with the most expensive equipment that whoever said they needed to make Plain Jane, Grace Hepburn, and... I'm like, okay, great. You went and recorded a real train. Let me go record earth noises so I can come back and
then do what with
it? Or something.
What would you be if you weren't an actor and a Harvard graduate?
Oh, there are a couple of things. I'd be a producer for sure.
Let me,
I'd want
let
to
me that Sparky. Yeah, I'm
Right?
sold. I'm fucking sold on it.
Right? It's about environment too. I think when you associate value to like, oh, this is a high-end experience.
You know what's crazy? I'm very happy about these cherries.
Good.
But you said these aren't the best cherries you ever had.
There's better ones.
I'm scared now.
There's better ones.
I'm
'Cause the
scared
thing is,
now.
These are a little soft. There's more like.
Listen, let me give you an analogy.
Mm-hmm.
This is like you meet a girl and you're like, she cool, good personality.
Then you meet her
Then you meet her
friends.
friends. And you're like, damn, it get better.
So all I'm
I
saying
already
is
committed to
there's
this.
cherry friends out there.
I already
that are
committed
even
to these
better.
cherries. I was about to ask you where you got these
Best
cherries
thing
from.
is, they're not girls. They'll never know. They'll never know that you met their friend.
Yeah, I like that.
What was I saying?
I don't know. I got really lost in the taste of these cherries. These are great.
What would I be?
Yeah, what'd you be? You said producer.
I find music to be so impressive.
Yeah.
I find any art form where there was nothing in front of you and then there was something
Yeah.
to just be such a cool act of creation. Because, I mean, I guess that's what we do on the production company side of things, and I think that's why it's fulfilling in a particular way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as an actor, you're like the last part of something that's come into being well before they even thought of you. And that's, even if they thought about you early, you're still the last part of
The
this
complex,
kind of
like the
creative
garnish.
process. Yeah, unless you're co-writing or directing or.
But that moment of concept to
Yeah, I just
actual
find it,
being in the real
it may
world.
sound so basic, but the idea that like in front of a painter or a writer or a producer, there's absolutely nothing,
And they see something.
and then you make something cohesive.
Yeah.
Like writing scripts is just so impressive to me. The idea of dialogue, even
Yeah.
like the most straightforward commercial. I initially thought I was going to go into advertising for a long time because I love commercials. I think TiVo messed up a lot. I think honestly we're living just in a post-TiVo world and no one wants to talk about it.
I like your theory.
Because
what's making you think it is?
well,
What's taking you all the way back to TiVo?
I'm biased because I started as a commercial actor with my mother, and so that was kind of our bread and butter. And I had a good time filming commercials, but this is my theory. Commercials used to be a big deal.
Yeah.
Now, the academic in me can go into like what are the politics of making selling things the anchoring point of your creative experience, and that could be problematic. But putting her aside,
I talk about that a lot though.
yeah,
Like when I'm in marketing, like when I'm doing the marketing for You Matter, I'm like, yeah, like we gotta talk and do some other shit that's not just like buy this.
Stuff.
Yeah, because if I decide I don't like it and I don't want to buy it, I don't even care to watch this.
yeah, and it's just so crazy because I experienced that on, I don't know, I think it's just a part of our business, like creativity and then selling things.
Yeah.
And trying to always strike the balance and always trying to sell things you believe in at the very least.
Yeah, because then it makes
And
it
then
easier
you
to
think
sell
about,
it.
okay, well, what are you doing in your free time to fill you up? Because eventually that little question will creep into your brain.
Yeah.
Like, just out here selling things.
Why'd you make it sound so slimy? He's out here selling it all, huh?
Just selling hoodies.
Yeah, this is fucking salesman.
Yeah.
You proud of that? You'll sell it straight up your back, wouldn't you? You have any moral? But you got enough.
But putting that whole thought process to the side, TiVo messed up a lot. I think it was the beginning of our short attention spans. You mean you can't sit through a 30-second break? A 1 minute, 30-second break between your favorite program?
No, I can't.
And remember what happened before the break?
Yeah.
Like, we used to be able to just sit there.
Oh, yeah.
And we used to not be able to watch things on... I sound like back in my day with a stick in a rope.
And it's kind of scary. That what are you, 2000?
Yeah.
Man,
Back in my day before TiVo,
listen, I've been around some 2000s this week. You're the best 2000 I've met.
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
you're cultured.
That's actually a good award.
Yeah. Man, listen.
But they also used to pour big money into commercials. One,
Yeah.
they helped support industries in Minnesota when I was in Minnesota.
Well, you were before, yeah.
Yeah. Minnesota was one of the biggest commercial industry producers, like commercial
Really?
producers, because they had Target and all these other places.
Is Target from Minnesota?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Y'all
Their
get a world.
place is headquartered.
Y'all get a world Target?
You know, I'd like to prioritize that we gave the world Prince before we gave the world Target. But I think so.
Prince is here.
Let's not do
Prince is here, but I'm saying like,
they fill two different buckets.
Yeah, they filling them motherfuckers up. I tell you, Target's a good place.
Yeah. But you know, they'd shoot their commercials in Minnesota, so it supports local industry. And they used to have really cool creative brains. Like, remember when, I feel like commercials used to just be flat out good, not just during the Super Bowl. Like, now people know to pour all their creative juices into the Super Bowl. And it's fun.
Yeah.
I love a good commercial. I love, like, its creativity, it's a short bite. It just is really good stuff. And I think they used to have to tell stories because it wasn't just about, okay, I have to tell you in the 10 seconds I have you to buy this.
Yeah.
I quote my favorite commercials, my favorite little Volkswagen commercials. There was the Panda cheese commercial.
The Panda cheese
It
commercial.
was like, I don't even know what it was a different language, but it'd just be the never say no to a panda.
Oh, he started throwing shit around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, you could
And there was like commercial series.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Fabio and Old Spice.
Yeah,
The Old
yeah.
Spice man, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Geico Lizard, like.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm's there.
Yeah.
That was like a real thing
Mayhem.
though. Yeah.
Oh my God, I loved Mayhem from was it Allstate?
No, that's Allstate stands. Are you in good hands? No. Wasn't Allstate.
I thought there were two Allstate guys. Who's Mayhem?
Isn't Allstate the black guy?
Yeah, but I thought there was two. Like, I'm Mayhem. He goes like, I'm a teenage girl.
Yeah. He had the band-aids and scars on
Yeah.
and shit. Yeah. He was great.
But yeah, so I feel like they used to just pour a lot more attention into it. They were enjoyable watches, and then also a lot of people didn't realize commercials fund television.
Really?
Like,
Oh, because people are paying the.
yeah, the advertisers pay for those slots.
Yeah.
And so a lot of things that we're dealing with now about subscription costs is because we've kind of undermined our traditional like
Way of
an
things being
advertiser would
funded.
pay for something, and then we go make our thing. Whereas now we're trying to we realize like you've hit. Sometimes I'm like, where does the take just end with me? Like, what's meant for my journal and what's meant for outside?
What are you talking about? You told what you were about to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Do your thing. Hey, you got really deep. I was like, what the fuck are you? What happened? What happened there?
It's still about commercials.
Did we lose her?
No.
He's like,
It's still about commercials.
sometimes I wonder. Turn to an LA Noir detective. Sometimes I wonder, where does my take end with me?
No,
And what's left for my journal?
We're left now kind of scrambling, trying to figure out how to assess the value of these works. How do you fund things now? We realize subscription prices are raising and they're bringing commercials back because the subscription model wasn't as effective as we thought because people share passwords, which they're supposed to, and you don't need 5 people in a house paying their own subscription.
Yeah.
And so you just see there's a lot of adjustments that have, in some ways, bettered the creative industry, but in a lot of ways just recentered business and creativity in a way that can be an obstacle to so many people because we're trying to figure out what to do. And I blame it on TiVo.
Makes sense. When you put it like that, it makes a lot of
I'm
sense.
skipping so many steps.
No, I know you have
But-
more steps because you said, that was you realizing like, you know, I actually don't know if I want to get into this all the way.
Yeah,
but
But it's just like
fucking
we
TiVo.
used to fund a whole other set of creatives. There used to be creative directors that just did commercials, that did.
Yeah, it's not a
did-
thing anymore. Much now.
Yeah, and it just was like also an entry level way to get into entertainment, generally speaking. There was a lot of
Yeah.
crossover. We worked with movie directors on Tropicana commercials and all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time me, mommy, and my brother had a billboard for an orange juice commercial.
You like orange juice?
I do, with the pulp. That makes me feel like, oh, I'm drinking an orange right now.
I don't want to drink orange. I want to drink something fake.
No,
I want to be without the pulp.
no.
I
With the pulp.
think my life has enough pulp in it. Enough shit I gotta sift through,
Well, that's
filter out,
You don't have to filter it out. You just gotta,
deal with it.
yeah.
That's the problem. We got two different outlooks on life.
Although I do think about this, particularly in relationships, I feel like the first thing people need to discuss is their view on suffering and quality of life. Because that changes how you move through the world.
Suffering and quality of life. Break it down.
Because I think, in many ways, I mean, I couldn't say one opinion is better than the other, but I think it's important to have an aligned opinion on, do you think people are supposed to suffer? Do you think suffering is a part of your life? If you're suffering, do you think you have to do something to change that? Or is it a given? Some people think it's a given. I think of it as a signal that something isn't working. Quality of life is what life do you think you deserve, which is different from what life do you want, because some people don't even think they deserve the life they want, and I think it's important to know that.
You fucking
People feel
preaching
a
right
lot
now.
of-
You talking crazy. Yeah, keep it going.
But just because I think
Yeah.
a lot of people feel guilt around what they want.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, for so many reasons, culturally speaking.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, but there's guilt around wanting, like, I feel like especially if you're black or brown, there's definitely concepts around greed that you learn at a young age.
Yeah.
About not being too greedy. And I think they're important.
Yeah.
And I think it's what allows us to re-anchor in community.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, when you see how it affects somebody on an individual level, like, oh, you don't even think you deserve to have ease in your life.
Yeah. I've felt that way before, for sure. It's a thing you work on.
Through it?
I'm still getting through it. I think being back home has, like, definitely affected that, too. Like, you know what I mean? Where, like...
Well, also, I could imagine coming back home in what I'm assuming is just a different position than when you left. Like,
Yeah.
you've always been present.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not like you fully ever left your home and was like, I'm never coming back. Like, you always made trips back. But
Yeah.
to, like, properly be back.
Yeah, it was like...
And to move your business there.
Yeah, it was like reintroduction.
Yeah.
To everyone. It was like, oh, we don't know me. You know what I mean? It's like, like you get me in spurts, you know what I mean? But it's like really sitting with me and like, oh, these are new characteristics he has that I might not like or that I might have to adjust to, you know what I mean? Where it's like, when I left, I was 18, I came back, I was 23, you know what I mean? And so like, maybe I'm more assertive with my boundaries and things like that. Or even say like, leaving at 18 and like being on like Bond, You Matter's Not anywhere where it was, where it is now, you know what I mean? Like, and coming back, get a house. And my dad didn't even know the kind of car I have, you know what I mean? So like, that was an adjustment too.
People, as much as they were aware of the work that you're doing, it was happening out of sight.
Yeah, it was out of sight, out of mind. And it was like, yeah, I'm proud of you. You're working hard.
Right,
and I'm like, you don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Yeah.
And it's like, well, where did all this come
Yeah,
from?
exactly.
Because you were working over there. Like,
yeah. No one saw the fruits. You know what I mean? It's like, I planted this tree, you never saw it. And it's like, where'd you get these cherries from? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Got all these fucking apples. How? In fact, give me some of them apples. I'm like, wait, I got more apples coming. Just give me a second. I gotta divvy these apples up. I need these apples, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it was definitely like a, I don't know, you know, like, I know the things that I need are like less than the things that I have. You know what I mean? Like
I think it's important to know.
my basic necessities are pretty, like not only my actual necessities are pretty like chill. You know what I mean? It's aligned with the things I want, you know what I mean? But I do like a check and balance of like, I want this, do I need it? And then I just go to my needs first, meet those, and then I can go back to focus on my wants and how to get to it and when is a reasonable time, when it makes sense, you know what I mean? But I would say for a time, I wouldn't go back to my wants. I would go from my needs, get them solved, and then try to solve everyone else's needs and wants. And then never think about my wants at all, you know what I mean? So like, my actual life wasn't being like lived. I was just meeting the requirements. And that was like dangerous, you know what I mean? But it took a lot of thought.
Like you acknowledged that? Or did you always? Some people always know.
Yeah, I would say I was kind of on like autopilot for a while with that, where I just wasn't thinking, it didn't, not that it felt, it still never felt like a burden, but just more so like one of those kind of things of like, you can't drive a car with no gas, you know what I mean? I'm not filling myself up, you know what I mean? And I would say, I'm 26 now, I would say probably like 25, like 5-6 months into 25, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going, I'm just doing for others like more than I'm not doing for myself at all.
Well, I feel like a lot of my friends are that way. I mean, that may just be why we're all friends to begin with. You know, we're not anchored in the same way in wanting to take care of the people around you. But I think sometimes we can forget you'll always be a giving person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, sometimes there's this feeling, or I don't know how you feel, but at least for me, sometimes there's this feeling of like, as soon as I start looking after my wants, I'm not going to be a giving person or a caring person. It feels like there's such extremes. I either give everything to everybody except me, or I'm going to be super selfish.
Yeah.
Versus being like, well, the core of who you are will always make sure that people are cared for.
I think that's the thing where it's like, I feel that way too.
Yeah, you taking a little more for yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't
change the fact that you will always be doing.
This is in who you are as your moral code. Yeah. It's gonna naturally happen. It's in your innate like personality. I think that too. You know what I mean? And then, you know, like when I'm in LA, it's different. You know what I mean? I mean, I've known you since literally like the day after I got here. You know what I mean?
You landed. I was like, he's in town.
But I think I have really good LA friends. You know what I mean? And like whether they're in the industry or not in the industry, you know what I mean? I think they're just really good people. You know what I mean? They've lived like enough life to have real opinions and like real understanding and real perspective. You know what I mean? And a lot of like petty things don't really happen. You know what I mean? Like a lot of like frivolous things don't happen. And there's not much opinion you can have like that people tend to have. Like the opinions I get back home, whether it's like if I do take a little bit for myself, it's like, oh, you're so selfish. And then you like have that like moment where you're like, am I? Because you already thought about it before you even started to decide to take the second phase. You're like, I'm gonna be selfish.
Bias.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody says one thing and you were sitting there stewing on it anyway,
Yeah. It's like,
well.
fuck. So then I overcompensate. Then I just give everything away. Because that's not what I want to be perceived as. You know what I mean? But it's like that thing of like knowing yourself.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I know who I am. I know I'm a giving person. I'm always gonna be this way.
Yeah.
So let's just find a balance.
And knowing, I mean, I feel like they're cliches that we hear growing up, but you realize why things are cliches, because they're true. But just that feeling of, oh my goodness, lost my train of thought trying to explain what a cliche is. Goodness gracious.
You mean look it up?
Just
no, fuck with you. Siri, what is a cliche?
No, but
You lost it again?
I really lost it. Not what a cliche is, but what I was going to explain the cliche was. What was the cliche I was about to say? We'll have to come back to it. But, yeah, I think that idea of how...
I think it's honorable that you can do that.
Perceived.
Lose something and just stop looking for it and hoping it come back for you.
That sounds like
A deeper, is there something deeper there that you want?
sounds like an insult.
No.
I love how you can just stop looking for things.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, no, I lost it. Wait, no, fuck, no, ah.
I think it just happens to me enough.
That you
At a
just,
certain point, I could either choose to re-engage or I'm going to be over there looking for it.
yeah. I just tear my whole brain up trying to find it. And it'd be something stupid.
I'm too content being like, well, that was gone.
What you
That's
say?
why I do voice memos. Or I text myself a lot. Like, don't forget this.
Yeah, I'll be in my notes.
Even I text myself things. Sometimes I text myself and quick turn my phone off so I get a notification, so that I see that I texted myself something for later.
You're a weird person. I like it. I think it's your best quality. You're more peculiar than people think. Yeah. yeah. I'm gonna start saying that. You know how people like, you got this serious case of the Mondays. I'm like, you got a serious case of the Yara.
I appreciate that.
That's
I
tough.
appreciate that. Sometimes I wonder what's real. Like, do I enjoy being different enough that I'm cultivating it?
Like you're making it
who
up.
I am?
So you be having a motherfucking, you be having that existential crisis.
Well, just because there are certain things like I really don't drink. But when I do, I drink gin.
Yeah.
And I think for me,
Snoop Dogg.
I enjoy. There are those moments where I'm like, is this being a pick me? Because I enjoy the reaction when people are like, oh, gin. Well, and I'm like, am I drinking gin for me or for you?
What made you drink gin? Like, did you just spin the wheel?
I stand by
No,
that.
there's nothing wrong with gin, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, did you start with gin and just, this is where I'm letting my ship?
Well, I think I was the person that waited till I was 21.
I did too. Yeah. Rule follower.
I think part of it for me too is that I feel like I've focused so much on being present. I don't know. I feel like I've had to pour a lot into being present because I know sometimes my natural state can be up in the clouds elsewhere or feeling kind of ungrounded. So the idea of introducing anything into my life that could make me not present.
Yeah. That's
I'm
a lot.
always very aware, like hesitant about. And I also just like stuff that tastes good.
You think gin tastes good?
I think most alcohol tastes bad.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's why, like, I'll take a shot and be like, that's not good at all. I'm like, it never was gonna be. It's never gonna taste like
things where I'm like, if
Shirley
you
Temple.
order a dirty martini, that should come with a BetterHelp discount. You don't like yourself, and we need to talk about it.
I like olives. You like olives?
I started liking olives. That was on the list.
I like pickled things.
Yeah.
Like pickled things
As of 5 months ago, I started liking olives.
I fuck with olives. Like, what kind of olives? You like the ones with the core or like the red ones? The one with the red stuff in
I
it?
like the red. No. I like the one with the core.
I can get down with that.
Yeah.
You traveled a lot. Did we have when I went to Europe, when I was in
It's all with the core.
yeah, they bring out chips and
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let me get that. Yeah, like a little sandwich.
I started liking olives. But gin, I have a friend that wanted that is a really like talented mixologist while I was in school, my senior year, and so we'd go to her house and she'd always have something like really fancy and cool to try. And she's the one that got me into it because it was the only thing. So I'm like, if I drink, it's only because the idea of something tastes better than water is my first thing.
Yep.
It has to taste better than ginger ale. And
Ginger ale's your next choice after water?
well, technically an Arnie Palmer, like
Lemonade,
iced tea and lemonade.
yeah.
These little dogs are so cute. These and all heavy.
I like pugs.
Yeah.
I think it's a pug and mixed with something else, like a pig.
Sometimes I think about, because aren't they the dogs that have a lot of medical issues?
Yeah, it's all in their face. You gotta keep their face real
That
clean.
stresses me out. Why would we do that?
While we make pugs,
With shorter noses, like, I'm assuming that was a human decision.
I don't think a nigga was like, yeah, let me get that short-nosed dog. I think it just happened.
I know, but now we know.
Gotta keep them around, they cute.
Yeah. I feel mine.
Pugs, not drugs.
Just walked. Cutie pies.
That one got his tongue out.
Like, sometimes I look at my dog and I'm like, I hope you're living the good life.
You have a
I
dog?
think you are. Lil Wayne? You've totally met.
You have your own dog.
No. our
Oh,
family
okay,
dog.
okay.
Who is my dog?
Okay, yeah, cool.
We're best.
You don't
friends.
know about owning a dog.
No, I picked up her poop for the 4th time and owning her yesterday.
And owning her, you picked up the poop for the 4th time.
I felt like throwing up.
It's not fun. It's actually the worst shit ever. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, Mommy and I do not. No one ever thought we'd own a dog.
Yeah,
Now I don't know what I'd do without her.
yeah.
But that?
I have my dog tattooed on me.
Yeah? Wait, how long have you had?
This is Domino. This is my family dog.
Oh.
Little Shih Tzu. That's how I feel about him. Like, I wanted a pug.
Yeah.
My mom was like, no, they're ugly. And I was like,
Asan wanted a pug.
pugs are great. They look, they're,
These Pisces and these pugs.
I don't know. I really don't know. But we got a Shih Tzu. And went to go pick him up for the breeder. Just ran into my lap. I was like, nice. And the lady was like, this is crazy because this is the one I was going to get y'all. I was like, cool. I was just in the car with him. Just stayed in my lap the whole time in the car. I named him.
What'd you name? Oh,
Domino.
Domino.
Yeah.
I was like, wait.
You just following the story. You're like, and then what? and then what next?
Then what?
But yeah, he's cool, man. But I got the little puppy now. I got a little Doberman.
Oh, I've seen.
Yeah, little Rika.
That's cute.
The poop is not. Cause like even when like say like she just got spayed, and I had to like give her less of her food and then also more water cause I'm trying to give her water and food at the same time.
Running.
Yeah, I was like, matter of fact, how about we just don't feed you today? How about you just don't eat? How about we just don't eat?
No.
Cause if I gotta pick this up again, I'm gonna hate you.
That's the thing. Like, sometimes I look at dogs, I'm like, you can't tell me that's a non-human.
It gotta be. It's some soul in there.
There is a.
It's something. Something's making this
And
shit
then
tick.
I feel bad that we tell dogs not to bark. Like, they didn't talk all day.
I tell my
They
I,
get one word off.
I tell her to speak. I tell her to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like speak. She's like, huh? I'm like nice. Nice. Tell me how you really feel.
I like that.
The only real rules we have is get the fuck off my counters.
Yeah.
Why are you what are you fucking doing? Get the fuck down.
Yeah. Like sometimes when she goes to like lip lick, I'm like, this is not that house. I will give you.
Look at that skin color.
This is not that house.
Look at that skin color right there. We don't do that.
I'll give you all the love and hugs in the world.
Remember why you were
Belly
invited
rubs.
to the section.
Yeah.
This is great.
I'm so happy.
Cherries
you
are great.
like them.
It's crazy. I don't know why I never thought I would. I love Shirley Temples.
But that's not that. This is not that.
Yeah, I guess.
Like I'm not a grenadine fan. Right? That's the little syrup they put in there.
Yeah. I think that's a character flaw. You don't like grenadine? What, you hate joy? Happiness? Sunshine?
No,
Grenadine's great. Grenadine is Sprite? Are you shitting me?
I think for me.
Some of the best shit
I've
niggas ever
always
did.
Like, I will drink anything that has rosemary in it or basil. Like, throw a little.
Like a steak? What are you talking about?
I mean, that has always been my take. I've wanted a Febreze line that smells like a used kitchen.
Mmm.
Like.
I have a basil room spray
Nice. No, like.
from Diptyque.
I want butter and garlic, but that's close.
You can melt some butter and garlic, put it in there. I'm sure you could.
But imagine a candle like that.
Mm.
That's like, oh wow.
Somebody was in here.
Somebody's cooking. Although how disappointing.
Yeah, you come downstairs and just fucking clean kitchen.
Just a
I want to come downstairs and pots and pans.
Right. Just the candle. Or like onions in a pan smell really good. It smells like.
Yeah, you want the smell of something being sauteed.
Or salsa, like you know when
it's like
lime in
this.
the air?
Yeah.
That I want.
The essence of lime.
Yeah.
Lime essence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lime essential oil, and I started doing that. I started getting essential oils flavors for all my favorite smells. Like my favorite tea has cardamom in it.
Cardamom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like cardamom.
So I got a cardamom essential oil.
They make
I
those?
smell like a little sweet treat. They make an essential oil of basically anything.
Really? You walk around smelling like Jamaican jerk?
You really could. You'd probably have to break it down a little more to like what are the particular spices in there.
Yeah, and they got that pepper on them, yeah.
But that could be your
Is that habanero?
contribution.
Yeah, I can do that.
You matter jerk essential oil.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. You matter jerk essential
You
oil.
matter jerk. It's like my oh no. I was gonna share a business idea, but that's proprietary. Only you know.
Mmm.
Do better, do rag. Oh, you have to
See, you don't remember.
cover your mouth. Do better. Do rag. Do you better.
No. It's like you turned off the left side of your brain and just, oh wait, there's 2 mics. Fuck. Ah! Delete the footage. Delete the footage.
Delete that.
Oh my God. Oh fuck. Whew.
Do you have hobbies?
Yeah, I have hobbies. Of course.
Like what?
I bowl. Bowling is like a very gratifying thing because, like we were talking, I don't get any grades. You know what I mean? Like, you talking about bowling?
Or
Spare.
hole in one.
Spare.
Spare.
Strike. Spare, strike, gutter. Anything else is.
Spare.
Doesn't fucking matter.
Isn't that not a grade?
No, I'm saying in life I don't. That's why I like bowling.
Oh, bowling you get grades.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I did this right. You
You
could.
have a custom bowling ball, right?
Yeah, you need to.
What makes it different from other ones?
They're drilled for your hands, for your fingers.
Oh.
And that makes it easier to grab it.
Some people may have big palms, little fingers.
Yeah, like
long
they
fingers,
literally.
little palm.
Yeah, they get. You got any other hands that are wrong? Long fingers, little palm. No
Long
pinky.
index.
Ain't got no pinky support. I don't know. It's a lot of things. No, really though.
Index finger, no opposable thumb.
What, a fucking horse? What are we talking about here?
They should be able to bowl too.
Horses. Horse eye?
For sure, horses.
Oh, okay.
Horse eye.
That sounds like a disease. That nigga got horse eye.
That's the next virus about to drop.
Yeah. No, yeah. Cause like,
When did you start? I feel like you've always been a bowler.
I've been bowling. I started bowling when I was like 2nd grade with my brothers.
Really?
Well, with my brother,
Does Myron bowl?
he's too small, but he's went bowling. Like, he's too small to properly throw the
He
ball.
needs a little custom
Maybe let me-
bowling ball.
They don't make those. I'll make someone make it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I went with my dad, and like they had like a little party. Like their friend had a party, and we were just bowling with like the gutter lanes. I was like, this is fun. Then we started bowling every Friday. Then we got a
Wow.
bowling league.
I like
Every Sunday.
bowling with one other person.
Yeah, when it's too many, I check out. I don't even care no more.
Because I like to treat things like the sport they are. And I just feel like
You sound like Tashi from Challengers. Yeah, that competitive nature in you is driving everything.
But just like, you ever go bowling? And I'm like, I don't know your friends like that.
Yeah.
And be sitting here talking to your friends, and there's so much time between my turn that by the time I go up, I'm just throwing something.
Mm-hmm.
So I can go sit back down.
That's what I'm saying. Check out.
Yeah.
And that's me as a person that cares about bowling. I'm like, give a fuck.
Yeah.
Y'all don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Since none of us care. No, you're lying. Bowling alley food is great. LA has made bowling. They've separated from its culture. They treat the bowling alley like the club, in between club space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, they go to the bowling alley pregame, go to the club.
That's what I miss about Boston is that we had other college activities.
Yeah.
that weren't just bars, like darts. We had
I love me a dive bar. When I went to Boston, no, I saw you that night. Went to the game, right?
yeah.
And then
that was too funny because I told my family, I said, "Oh, I'm going to the garden with Meech," and they're like, "Cool," because
yeah.
And then my mom was like, "Are you on TV right now?" Because they saw us. You didn't tell me you were going to Game 6.
Yeah, fun time.
I was about to shoot something the next day, and I had a director's call. And the director's lovely, but I'm sure he was like, "Why is she rushing?" Because I was finishing it while pulling up. I was like, yeah. No, everything sounds great. Cool. So
Yeah, turn left.
Yeah. Sorry, not you. Oh yeah. So you were in Boston.
And then after the game, I went to a dive bar.
How was it?
It was great. Just drank with a guy. He was a Boston fan. I was a Golden State fan. I was like, tough luck. He let me buy you a drink. I want to buy you a drink. He bought me some pepper schnapps.
What is that?
It's like a peppermint flavored like liquor. Gave me a shot. It was great. Never do it again though. One time I drank too many pepper schnapps. I actually
not taken down by the pepper snaps.
Listen, it's like 50% alcohol or something. Or it's like
just gasoline.
Yeah, but it's
flammable.
Yeah, you go. That wasn't a flame noise. The noise I made wasn't a flame noise. Imagine a lighter that was farts.
1 second. You're coming up with so many business ideas.
If I see someone with a lighter that's a fart, I'm gonna know.
When people people are gonna know that I somehow got access to endless funding when they start seeing these ideas come out. Like, hey guys, I just dropped a lighter that farts.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, she made it.
We know that's what I've been waiting for. You won't know I got money until there'll be signs.
Yeah.
Yeah. New onion candle. Yeah, get that onion candle. We got sweet onion, red onion, white onion. You cut them in half and get a whole kitchen.
Iranian in me is like you sit down for Persian food, they set a quarter of an onion in front of you.
And what y'all do with them? Eat them?
Yeah.
Like raw or y'all grill them?
No, you eat it.
Raw?
Yeah.
Nice.
You can also grill it, but you just eat it.
I like onions. I've grown to like onions in my adult life.
Yeah.
I don't like onions. Yeah, they're great. I used to be confused in hoes when they were eating the onions.
Right.
But I was like, damn, this makes a lot of sense.
And that was a sweet onion they were eating, right?
Yeah,
Isn't that the whole bit? Like.
Yeah, you talk about in real life, like the actors?
Holes. No, I thought in holes, like they're like, especially sweet onion.
Yeah, these are great. These are these are delicious.
Holes was a good movie.
Do you have hobbies? You kind of shied away from your hobbies. You sound hobbyless.
I'm learning, so I'm going to learn how to DJ.
Nice.
I'm learning to have hobbies.
Yeah, you gotta let them come to you.
Because I think before I started filming, I was in karate full time.
How would I know you were in karate before you were filming? I met you when you were filming.
Because I just thought you'd know I'm a black belt.
You're a black belt?
Yeah.
What? What?
Hide your surprise.
You're a black belt?
Yeah.
You fight?
Kung Sudo.
You can fight in what?
Kung Sudo.
What is Kung Sudo? You made that up.
Kung Sudo is a
you made that
Korean martial art. No, it's like the cousin of Taekwondo.
You was kicking people?
I was kicking people. I was breaking boards.
Really?
I had to break a board with my head for my, whatchamacallit.
You had to break a board with your head?
Yeah.
Is there footage of this?
I'm sure there is.
I won't believe you until I see the footage. Like, actually.
I was in school and we had a lot of activities and I'd rock climb and I was in karate. I just do a lot of things. And I think when I started filming, I feel like I sat down and it took a lot for me to get back up. Because I just feel like, even at its best, even though I was having a great time, it was like you go to set, you film, you then spend a lot of the rest of your time in school because you have a lot of homework. Weekends are homework, maybe see a friend or something, but it just kind of, if you're not intentional, it gets rid of the hobby space. And then while I was in school, is a hobby something you have to do? Like, is going to concerts a hobby?
I'm not here to hobby shame.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So I feel
whatever little piece of joy you need to find, you find it.
I feel like concerts or something, like live music, hobby of mine. But yeah, I'm trying to DJ. I like watercoloring.
Watercoloring is fun. I want to get back into painting.
Crocheting.
Oh, you're old.
I've never crocheted a full thing, but I make squares.
Yeah, that's nice.
I kill a square.
How to kill a square? How to pimp a square?
Just ask Yara.
Damn,
what did you mention? Making producer tags is my hobby.
What did you mention? What was the second thing you said you do? Oh, I want to start getting paint. I want to start painting again.
Yeah, I want to start taking lessons.
Painting sounds like the vibe.
Because sometimes you need things that engage your brain just enough to turn everything else off.
Yeah, let me just focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really into this right now.
That's what I like about crocheting, is that it's both kind of automated,
Yeah.
but it takes just enough focus for you to not be able to do other things.
See, that's with the hobby of bowling. I go bowling by myself. Like when I'm stressed and like my mind
If I was
is
in
cluttered,
the lane next to you,
you'd be confused. Dweeb. You would judge me.
I wouldn't judge. I would have a lot of questions.
What would be the first one?
Where'd you come from and where are you going?
I don't know. That's why I'm here. I can just tell you where I am right now. I don't know where I've been. I don't know where the destination is.
That's my main question. Whenever I see anybody on the street, I'm like, where did you come from? And what are you heading to?
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's traffic, I'm like, I know where I'm going. Where
Well, why is everybody else just in such a rush? And why are you so lackadaisical?
Where I can tell, you know when they call it like main character energy?
Mm-hmm.
The only time I feel like I have real main character energy is when I'm on the road. And I'm like, I need to be here.
Yeah.
Do you need to be on the 405 right now?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. You're taking up space. You probably could have stayed home, waited 5 minutes. Let me get past you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it smelled good. Somebody barbecuing.
Yeah,
Somebody got the
wow.
Barbie going.
Right over there.
Yeah, they doing it. They fucking doing it, ain't they?
Doing the good work.
Shit.
Yeah, I want to learn how to cook too. Because as you know,
Oh, yeah, you don't know how to cook. Cooking's like that though, where it's like it takes enough effort for me to focus. I like bowling and I like cooking because they make me present.
the issue is I hate failing.
Don't
that's
fail.
Yeah, but that's something with a hobby that I feel like has to be not on the back burner, but at least a side burner.
Yeah.
Like you can't necessarily be so preoccupied with the success of something, because for me, growing up with good food in my house, as you know, sets the standards high.
Your dad is a great cook.
Right, so I'm like,
What he got going on? He should open up a restaurant
really?
or a food truck.
He should.
Or just feed me. I don't know. I don't care what else.
Yeah, we used to garden for a minute, and there would be grown men knocking on the door like, "Hey, it's tomato season. Got tomatoes." Like he was just the neighborhood food guy.
He was
So
a tomato slinger.
yeah, they were great tomatoes too. Or people would just show up at our house like around lunchtime. I kid you not. Or I remember one time, my favorite thing, Hassan, it was his 4th birthday, 4th or 5th. We had a birthday party, a little jump house, other things going on. And at this point, we realized people come for the food, like they're not coming for the celebration. So we're like, my parents had a great idea. Why don't we only have food that 4-year-olds like?
What is
At this
that?
birthday party.
Pizza?
He wanted like mac and cheese, but he wanted like Velveeta mac and cheese.
Yeah, like the
you know?
the simple
He
one.
wanted grape skewers. He wanted pizza. He wanted
Grape skewers? A grape kebab? What are we doing? I'd be so mad if I pulled up as an adult and there's a grape on a stick. What the fuck?
But I'm saying, anyway, there was plenty of typical birthday party food. But the way people have known my father to cook, it'd be deep barbecuing, it'd be crab cakes. So people are expecting crab cakes. But again, he's turning 5. He's not eating crab cakes.
This is for him.
This is for him. Somebody brought, I remember people showed up, so what is happening? Where's the food? May have been the last time we celebrated a birthday. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But I just remember seeing people's faces because I think they were confronted with the fact that, they really couldn't say I'm here for the food, but they were definitely dismayed that there wasn't the food that they thought there was going to be.
Yeah, you can't say nothing about the grape kebabs. I would have ate them in disdain for sure.
I mean, okay.
It's a hit,
I shouldn't
but
have
fuck.
said grape kebab. There's plenty of other things.
I'm stuck on the grape kebabs. I actually stopped hearing anything else you said because I just imagined 10 grapes on a stick, laid all out in a platter with an onion next to it, and pita bread. Yeah, some garlic. A lot of these little girls fucking up this lacrosse. They going crazy. She dropped it. As soon as I told you to look, she dropped it. Yeah, you gotta remove failing. You gotta have a certain degree of I want to be good at this, so failing matters.
Yeah.
But it's all the process.
When I make food, because I can make things, but when it doesn't taste like what my father makes,
Oh yeah,
I'm now why did I do that?
he got too many years up on you. That's like you going to get some vet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's why black eyed peas are my thing.
Black
It's a
eyed
good
peas.
stress
That makes
reliever.
no sense.
It's a good stress reliever.
You picked the most. That's the most Yara favorite thing to make thing I've ever heard.
And sometimes that goes back to my question. Am I trying? I think I genuinely like black eyed peas, but sometimes I question myself, like, how did I get there?
I just think.
Why not popcorn?
See, and that's too easy for you. And
I think for me, it's just like you get a smoked turkey leg. It's a meditation.
How the fuck do you make black eyed peas? With a turkey leg?
Smoked turkey leg?
I don't
And
eat
you
peas.
score it? Oh, you don't eat beans?
Yeah. I've never had black eyed peas in my
Great.
life.
Wait, like you came out the womb knowing beans weren't for you?
I used to do barbecue beans, the baked beans every now and
Okay,
again.
okay.
And I was like, you know what? Wrap that shit up. I'm tired of it.
Got it.
Put that shit, get out of my face.
No, what you do, like it's a whole day, like you soak the beans, so that means you have to have the foresight the day before.
They said, no, I'm about to do the beans tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow I'm gonna want some beans.
Yeah, so I'd soak the beans.
You ever woke up and not wanted the beans?
No, not happened to me yet.
Yeah.
Because my favorite thing about dinner is breakfast. Because
Yeah, my favorite thing about tomorrow is today. Yeah. I feel you. Yeah, I like that one. Everything about dinner is breakfast. Yeah, what the fuck what do you mean by that? What? I still actually don't know what you're talking, because you know dinner, your favorite thing about eating in the morning is knowing that you're going to eat again at night?
no, my favorite thing about eating at night is knowing I'm about to pop an egg on it in the morning and call it breakfast.
You gonna pop an egg on it?
Yeah, like my
Like
favorite,
steak or something?
put an egg on it.
Yeah, throw an egg and steak and
Rice
eggs.
and beans, put an egg on it.
Yeah, chicken roll.
Put an egg on it.
Yeah, tacos.
Put
Put an egg on it. Yeah, okay.
So I just love, like,
I guess.
it's about to hit in the morning. AKA just leftovers. I like
Yeah,
leftovers.
I'm not too big of a leftover guy.
Really?
I like leftover chicken wings. I like leftover nachos. I don't like leftover spaghetti.
How do you like leftover nachos? I feel like that doesn't, like, how
Well-
do you heat that back up?
Well, like not nachos, like the cheese,
Okay.
but like ground beef, and then you put
Oh.
all the salsa and
Yeah.
I do like
that
a fresh pico with some cheese.
That
That's some
I
shredded cheese. So I just got the ground beef and I heat it up. Do it again with the pico. Great time. Is there a
I like
thing?
leftovers.
Is there like one thing? Like what? When you envision, you know, first and foremost, I've known you for 8 years now.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was 18 when I met you.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah, he was like, I'm 24. I said, what? You're fucking what? Lady, you were just 16. Yeah, strange. Is there anything you want out of life right now that you feel like you don't have? Like if there's top one thing. And how do you think you get it?
That's a good question. I think it's gonna sound so broad. I just feel like I'm getting to know myself finally this year.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize how deeply defensive I am or protective I am over myself, over the people around me. In that I'm starting to realize like what's being protected, what's an actual character trait, or what's me just being defensive or protective or And the only reason I say that is that I feel like even though I come from a family with strong opinions and I've always been raised to have a perspective, I think from a space of safety, I really trained myself to feel pretty neutral about most things. And I'm just at a point where that's no longer fun. And so I feel like I'm finally figuring out, like, well, what is my perspective? Like, what is my visceral reaction? Basically, I feel like I trained myself to not have visceral reactions. I could have a perspective. Like, I can give you the intellectual perspective on something, like, or technically why that makes me upset, or technically
But naturally,
why that's
how do I feel
But,
about
like,
this?
yeah, I feel like I trained myself out of just having a visceral, oh, wow, that makes me feel this way. I always took one step back.
And like intellectualize it.
So what I want is a visceral reaction. And how I'm gonna get it, I mean, honestly, it's been like people around me keeping me honest. I think I'm grateful. I mean, you know, me and Mommy are super close. And, I mean, we're friends, we're business partners, we're mother-daughter. But I think what's really helpful is having someone so invested in seeing me become my full self, which is so separate from, you know, hitting my business potential or hitting my intellectual potential, but just seeing me become fully Yara.
Yeah.
And so I think the people around me keep me honest about being like, well, how do you feel? No, you didn't answer the question. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that?
Yeah.
And I think that's been really helpful because I didn't realize how many times I don't answer the question. I think about how other people may feel about something. I think about the long-term repercussions of something, but not just like, how does that make me feel?
Yeah.
And I think I've seen it manifest in not having hobbies.
Yeah.
In, you know, people may ask me, okay, well, what do I want to do in the future? And I have this shape of things, but I've really had to train myself to figure out, like, well, what do I desire?
Yeah.
And I think, again, from a space of safety, if you have no desires, you can never be disappointed by what you have.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, even though I'm grateful, because I think, like, I've landed with things that I'm so appreciative of, as a creative, it's counterintuitive to not have strong opinions. You kind of need it to really help guide, like, what are you going to do, what are you not going to do, what are you willing to stay up for and sacrifice for, what's not
You
worth
gotta
it.
have like a code, damn
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Like a thing that's driving the things. But to do that, you gotta make decisions. It
And
gotta
I
be
think
strong
I've always had
decisions.
I've always had the macro, like, how can I be of service to people? That's what motivates me, that's what fuels me. But in terms of just the step below it, that
Yeah.
actually shows me how that manifests,
Yeah.
caring about, like, oh, I love this.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
You need both of those, and so I feel like that's what I'm getting to this year. I mean, that's what I've been getting to in the last couple of years. I feel like that's been my project, is how do I develop a real personal perspective? Yeah, instead of being, because, you know, I remember one time in an article, I'd had this great conversation with this journalist. I think it was like a young black woman, and by the time I saw the article, you know, I felt like I was able to finally share, like, you know, being black and brown and Iranian and in any sort of public-facing way meant that I have to be very careful about how I move in the world and very thoughtful. And I thought I was just having this open, honest conversation. Like, yeah, you know, our white counterparts get to be a lot messier and recover in a way that we don't. You know, I remember thinking about, even as a kid that really didn't drink, still really doesn't drink, I remember at a young age just being like, I'm going to get in trouble if the person next to me is underage drinking. And so now I can't go out.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even something that my parents told me, but we'd be at events and I'd be like,
if
anyone next to me is doing anything we shouldn't be doing, even if I'm not here with that person.
Yeah. You'll get wrapped in that somehow.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if anybody's saying anything and I don't say that, I disagree, and make it publicly known, it's over. And I remember just having this conversation, and then I saw this article come out, and I was just so disappointed because it was so focused on, like, Yara's paranoid, and she's politician-like, and da-da-da-da-da. And, like, while she technically captured the sentiment of what I was trying to share, which was just having to be so thoughtful in a space where not everybody has to be as thoughtful,
Yeah.
and they get the same, if not better, results.
It's taxing.
Yeah, it's taxing. But I think I really did. Like, I don't think I'd describe it as being, like, diplomatic or politician-like. I just truly felt very neutrally about things.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't even me being like, this would service everyone best, or this is how I get the best results, or this is how most people like me, as if I don't have perspective. So, yeah, it's been interesting. We called it I had a year of no. Of just saying no to things.
That's my favorite word. Because then what? What can you do? What can you tell me? No. I love dropping no off.
Yeah.
Somebody will give you a whole thing. No, I want to do that. I actually don't feel like doing that.
I've been learning how to not say anything after no.
Yeah. I'm not explaining anything.
Yeah.
I just no. To get me to
I
know.
can't.
Yeah, no. There's no excuse. I actually just don't want
End of
to.
sentence. Yeah. And then I had my year of hard yes. And so that's where Mommy and I would write down, like, anytime I had a fantastic experience, it's like, what element of that made an absolute yes, I would do it again without thinking about it. Because those were the things I just didn't think I was paying enough attention to. So, yeah. It's been an interesting self-discovery journey. You know, all sorts of things. Like, have you taken your attachment style quiz? Do you know your attachment style?
I don't. No.
I'm gonna send you the quiz.
That sounds terrifying to know. I know too much about me. That's the problem. I know too much about myself. It's not going to turn me off.
Yeah. Let me see.
My attachment style. People have asked me that before, actually.
Okay. Wait, let me see. I'll send you this quiz. Basically, it asks you a lot of questions about your childhood, all sorts of stuff, but what I liked about it is that for a minute I was like, I thought, oh, I'm just an Aquarius. Girl, no. You have a disorganized attachment style.
What does that mean?
You'll learn about it after you take it.
You know, I hate, because it's going to be fun. But anybody ever give you a responsibility, like as a gift?
It's a 5-minute quiz. This is what I'll say.
They gave me a test,
because
a pop
as somebody
quiz.
that likes like zodiac stuff,
Yeah.
for me, one, I've always been funny about that because as much as I love asking like, oh, what's your sign?
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm doing is comparing you to whoever else I know that's that sign.
I'm happy your brother's a Pisces that aligns.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. I'm like, because I meet other people and they be like, you're a Pisces? Ugh. I'm like, ah.
No, but I have no visceral reaction. I'm like, it's truly just contingent on the first Pisces I met or the first Aries I met. And that's what I'm going off of. But you were like, yeah, I really only know what it is to be an Aquarius. Anyway, what I like about attachment style stuff is that it's not just to then explain away your behavior, but I feel like I took that and I saw myself described in a way that I didn't even like I saw patterns of mine and I'm like, oh, it's a pattern. You know, I just thought this is just how I was built. Oh, that's just me. I was like, oh no, it's a pattern, and if I'm unhappy with the results of how showing up in these relationships, how showing up like this has affected my relationships, and I mean like literally any human interaction,
Yeah.
then I can show up differently. And it's just like as simple as that was, looking at that and being like, oh, this is a choice. Like I've always thought about how I show up as just innate,
a part of who you
built.
are, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think of it as a choice, and so I think it was interesting to say, oh, this is saying it's a choice, and this is saying that I can do something differently. So that's been interesting to learn, and it was everything that I wrote off as being an Aquarius, because I feel like, you know, Aquarians are infamously super intellectual, a little in the clouds, can come off as aloof even though they don't mean to. Like I feel like a lot of my life I'd care so deeply about people, but because, and I feel like privately I'm a very affectionate person. But, you know, like I went to a Montessori school where people were climbing all over my teachers, and I was like, never that. Hello, Mr. Howe. And so, I've just kind of always been that person, and sometimes that can be mistaken for not caring as deeply.
Yeah.
Like, I care enough about you to leave your boundaries alone.
See, that's my problem. I care so much and it shows. And I be like,
well, my problem is the opposite end of the spectrum is I care so much and then people don't realize. Like, oh, no, I think about you. I wake up wanting to know that you're okay. So I've had to make concerted efforts just because. And it's been enjoyable, too, as well.
yeah, working on yourself is not even working on yourself, but reflecting, learning yourself is so fun.
And seeing the effects of it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, something changed when I changed this.
Because I feel like for a long time I'd over-intellectualize how I was and then be like, well... And so it's been interesting seeing like, oh, I can make a change. The one thing I did recently, or maybe end of last year, right around when I saw you last, I was like, what if I walk into a room and assume people are happy to see me? Game changing.
That's tough. I'm gonna put that in my pocket.
Game changing.
I like that one.
As simple as it was, I was like, rather than, because I usually walk in and I feel like, well, are we as close as we used to be? Am I showing up in a weird way? Did I ask you the right questions? Did I show that I care enough? Am I chill enough? For some people, I'm like, sometimes because I can go, I wouldn't even say too intellectual, but sometimes I can be so in my head that I'm like, did I prove that I was chill enough?
Yeah.
And cool enough and funny enough? Like, do you know I'm funny? Too? Like,
On top of everything else, I'm actually the funniest person I know.
yeah. No, those are the kind of things where I feel like I would be so preoccupied in that, and then I'd come back from like a gathering and be thinking about, well, that person didn't treat me the way they treated me a couple months ago. I wonder if that means something.
Yeah.
When I changed the baseline assumption, and it isn't even like you're thrilled to see me, but just you're happy to see me.
Yeah.
You saw me walk in and you went, oh, Yara's here. Not, oh, Yara's here.
Yeah.
Oh, Yara's here. Like, change the game. I just felt like I showed up so much more authentically.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't constantly assessing what I thought that person needed from me.
Yeah. We were talking about that the other day, like something around that way, you know what I mean? Of like, what's the most digestible version of myself I can give each and every person here? You know what I mean? So constantly dialing something up or dialing something down. And then you're constantly just thinking and you're adjusting and it's like, that's not what life is, you know what I mean? And most of the time people don't even need that from you.
And you're taking away the privilege. I mean, mommy's always like, you take away the privilege of people getting to know you. But
I'm giving you this diet version of me
right.
that I think you want, though. You know what I mean?
That I think would be
best suitable. Yeah. This life is a tough one.
It's been so interesting re-meeting people with that perspective, because seeing just how they react differently to me. Because I'm like, oh, I've never cracked a joke around you.
Yeah, you.
Like I've never shared just what I was thinking at that moment. Like I've worked so hard to not do that.
Yeah, you're funny.
Thank you.
You're a funny person. You're one of my favorite friends.
You're one of mine. That's why I call you with my ideas. Literally, we'll be into it as a family. They'll be like, Yara, rice and beans is not a sustainable franchise. I'm like, 1 second.
Well, I'll be answering, I'll be like, huh? Yeah, rice and beans. Yeah, that makes sense. Because niggas like rice and they like beans.
Right.
So if you do it together, what else they need? Yeah, you throw an egg on it.
Yeah. Throw an egg.
There you go.
That may be my breakfast spot.
Throw an egg on it. Throw an egg on it as a brunch spot is fucking great. Yeah, it's just a bunch of, yeah, that's hard. Yeah, that's hard. Dinner food that they go home and eat for breakfast. Throw an egg on it. Yeah, that's tough.
I'm kind of obsessed.
That's kind of tough. Throw an egg on it.
I can't tell if we're in their way. Would they tell us?
I think they're in our way.
Yeah.
You got to reframe the way you're looking at things. Sometimes people are in your way. Yeah.
I'm also learning that.
Yeah. A lot of times people are in your way. I enjoy this part of life so much.
Watching people play lacrosse.
Well, I mean, I'm in a park. My brother's here. One of my dearest friends are. Two of my dearest friends are here. And I'm looking at mountains. I mean,
it's so pretty. Yeah, this is a hobby. I think an underrated hobby.
Yeah.
Is going, sitting, talking, observing.
Yeah, just
I feel
being.
Like LA is so much about meeting up for a meal. And I get it, because there's not many public spaces in LA.
Yeah,
for you to go just hang out.
Yeah.
But it makes it so special, and I'm like, oh wow. And you're not mindful of the fact the waiter's looking at you like, we need this table.
Yeah,
for
this
the next
is
party of two.
Yeah, this is a space though. But no one even thinks this. That's the thing like being in LA too. I'm like, oh, I can't just be here. You know what I mean? But I tell people all the time, let's do game nights. Let's barbecue. You know what I mean? Let's just share space.
Real activities.
Yeah, real activities.
Yeah.
That's hard. Relaxing activities. Yeah, I like that. You might want to.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, you might want to. You might want to coin that. You might want to TM that.
Take that out.
Pending. Pending.
There's just gonna be large censored parts of this. Not because anything bad was said. It's just proprietary information now.
Is there anything you want to say before we wrap?
I don't know. I'm glad
To me,
that
to
you
the
like
camera, to
cherries
anybody?
now.
Oh, chairs are. I actually am gonna take this bowl of chairs.
Please, it's yours.
These are my chairs. You don't have to give me permission. I took them. I stole the chairs.
I don't know. No, I feel like we talked. I mean, you started by asking like, what do I want to talk about?
I mean, we talked about everything.
You talked about every single thing, and I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, ma'am.
I don't know if I've ever shared so many unsolicited opinions.
What did you say? I don't know where my thoughts end and what's for my journal. fucking Langston Hughes plays in the background. And you're in black and white. That's fucking stupid. That was so funny.